Halton News right here on your TV. It's Tuesday, April 7th, and I'm Jessica Kading. Since yesterday's update, there are 14 newly confirmed cases of COVID-19 here in Halton, bringing us to a total of 165, with an additional 48 cases with preliminary positive results awaiting confirmation. In light of the financial burden the COVID-19 measures are placing on many residents, Burlington City Councillors held a special meeting yesterday and unanimously decided to give businesses and homeowners until June 30th to pay their April 21st tax bill. This relief means that there will not be any late payment, interest, or administration charges for those that delay payment. Please note that pre-authorized tax payments will continue to be withdrawn. If you need to stop pre-authorized payment, you'll need to email pap@burlington.ca at least 3 days before the withdrawal date. If you already sent a post-dated check, you'll need to cancel that with your bank. For those that can still pay on time, the city encourages you to do so. Property taxes are the most important revenue source for the city to provide us with essential services. As previously reported in greater detail, the towns of Oakville, Milton, and Halton Hills have all also announced similar property tax relief measures. The City of Burlington has approved a new physical distancing bylaw in an effort to combat the spread of COVID-19. Anyone who stands less than 2 meters from any person that does not reside in their household will be subject to a fine between $500 and $100,000. The rule also states that guardians need to prevent children under 16 from standing any closer to others as well. For more information on other measures being taken by the City of Burlington, please visit burlington.ca. The town of Oakville already has a physical distancing bylaw in place, though the minimum fine for noncompliance is higher at $750. Taking this a step further, after hearing numerous reports of off-leash dogs and dogs on long leashes causing people to come closer in contact than they should to others, the town of Oakville has now required that dogs be kept on leashes that are a maximum of 2 meters in length. Furthermore, the dog cannot come within 2 meters of any other person or dog, unless, of course, you all live in the same house. The penalty for disobeying this physical distancing bylaw is a minimum of $750 up to a maximum of $100,000. Municipal officers will be patrolling parks and public spaces. For more information about how the town of Oakville is responding to the COVID-19 crisis, please visit oakville.ca. Residents in Halton Hills, of course, are also adjusting to new social distancing measures and restrictions to essential services. Their MPP was able to speak with us over FaceTime to provide us an update on how things are going.
It's been a few days since the province released more restrictions to essential services, including industrial construction. MPP for Wellington Halton Hills, Ted Arnott, says he supports these extra measures as we need to continue to find ways to reduce physical contact.
And I think that that's what motivated the government, and as well as the advice that they must have received from the public health officials, that on some of these construction projects, it was difficult for the workers to remain distant from each other, and that would have motivated the decision. I'm sure it will affect some construction projects that are underway in Halton Hills, but I think in the overall interest of public health and in overcoming this emergency that we've found ourselves in as a result of the COVID-19 pandemic, it's absolutely essential that we take these steps.
Arnott says his riding is doing excellent work in protecting their communities and adhering to social distancing laws.
I think people are embracing that, and I want to compliment them for what everybody is doing. And I think our communities are really showing their hearts. I think it's also important to acknowledge that there are a lot of people right now who are hurting financially because of a loss of job that was unanticipated. My conversations with our food banks, I think we all need to recognize that our food banks are going to be under enormous pressure in the month of April, and those of us that have the means need to support those kinds of community organizations to the greatest extent possible, and in doing so help our neighbors.
And although local residents are adjusting to this new reality, Arnott does say people are feeling quite anxious for the future.
And I feel that anxiety too from time to time, but I have an obligation and a responsibility and a job to do, and I'm trying to do the best I can to respond to the emails and the telephone calls that we're receiving, and in many cases bringing the ideas and suggestions and concerns forward to the relevant ministries. But I also know I think all of the ministries are overburdened with the concerns that they're receiving, so I recognize that people are working very, very hard in our ministries and in the provincial government, and we want to thank them too. But there's a lot of essential workers, I think, that need to be acknowledged. Of course, people who work in the grocery stores, our waste collectors, It's the healthcare system that we think of first and foremost because of the health issue. But there's a lot of people who are working very hard who perhaps would prefer to be working from home but can't right now. And we need to recognize and thank them for what they're doing for their communities too.
Reporting for Halton News, I'm Melissa Candelaria.
Ontario Premier Doug Ford made some positive announcements today about the procurement of more personal protective equipment for our frontline workers, including manufacturing here in our province. Additionally, the province is looking to increase the number of active frontline staff.
We're launching an online portal to match and fill much needed healthcare positions with those willing and able to work. This new online portal will help match skilled frontline workers with our healthcare employers. We've heard from so many healthcare professionals out there. They've been calling us, they've been writing us, they're asking, how can I help? They don't want to sit on the sidelines and watch as this virus spreads. They want to get out there and make a difference, and we need them. And my message today for those on the front lines, for those working in our hospitals, clinics, and assessment centers, my message to our healthcare heroes is this: help is on the way. So if you're listening, if you have medical training, if you want to save lives, we need you. Join the fight today, because we need every person in Ontario in this fight. We need an army of 14.5 million people. We need you in this fight. We need every available person to help, whether it's staying home, working in our hospitals or long-term care homes, or putting food and medicine on our shelves. We're all part of this. And with your help, we will win this battle. And our province and our economy will come back stronger than ever before.
Nearly 1 million Canadians applied for support from the Canada Emergency Response Benefit yesterday, which was the very first sign-up day. Prime Minister Justin Trudeau asked Canadians to stagger the day they sign up for this benefit by birth month. So yesterday was for those born January through March, and today is for those born with birthdays in April, May, or June. The program offers around $2,000 per month for a maximum of 16 weeks to those who have lost their jobs during the pandemic. To check for eligibility and to apply, please visit canada.ca or call 1-800-959-2019. Justin Trudeau addressed the nation again today and took the time to recognize our frontline workers on World Health Day.
Today marks World Health Day and National Caregiver Day. This year, I'm especially grateful for our healthcare professionals and caregivers who are working day and night to keep us safe and to care for our most vulnerable. As Canada confronts this pandemic, many have pointed to our healthcare system as a major asset. Ours is a country where health is a right rather than a privilege, and that's something of which we can all be proud. But our healthcare system is only as strong as the people it employs. Whether you're a doctor or a nurse, someone who keeps our hospital clean, or a home care worker, thank you for taking such good care of us. Thank you for everything you've done over the years to help so many of us start a family, overcome an illness, and enjoy longer, healthier lives. We do not need a pandemic or a special day to recognize your essential contributions to this country, but I hope all Canadians will join me in expressing our deepest gratitude. I hope Canadians honk a little out louder when your shift ends today and add another rainbow to their window.
As a reminder, the Registered Nurses Association of Ontario started a campaign last month asking everyone in Ontario to show their support to healthcare workers by cheering, clapping, and making noise on your front porch, driveway, or balcony each night at 7:30. James Bowler of Your TV in Muskoka spoke with Tony Clement today, who was the health minister for Ontario during the SARS pandemic, and he raised a good point of discussion. At what point will we be able to declare victory regarding COVID-19? Let's take a look.
How do you define victory in this situation? Because, a public health officer might say victory is 0 new cases for several weeks. Well, we may never get to that point. That this may be still burning its way through the population, unfortunately, for months on end. And the issue is, can we lock down for months on end? And the answer is no, we can't. You say, can they lock us down? But you still got to get to the pharmacy. You still got to buy groceries. I mean, you can lock down people for 2, maybe 3 days. That's it. But you can't lock down people for 14 days and expect it to be adhered to. So I think that we're getting into the debate about what does victory look like? How do we unwind the lockdown? Despite the fact that COVID-19 is still, around, hopefully fewer cases per day, fewer fatalities per day, but still around. And we're going to have that discussion as a society.
There's also concern that COVID-19 may be a seasonal coronavirus. Of course, the development of an effective vaccine could help greatly with the notion of victory.
If we develop a vaccine by the fall, if it's readily available by the fall, and if we can inoculate, tens of millions of people around the world, then it is a game changer in terms of not being as disruptive.
We do need to take a short break, but we'll be right back. There's plenty more ahead. Stay with us. The Issue returns to your TV tonight at 8 p.m. with the benefit of technology to help adhere to social distancing. John Sawyer and Mark Carr discuss the impact that COVID-19 has had on our local business community. They're joined by Julia Hanna, outlining the long-term cash flow challenges facing the restaurant industry, and by Oakville Chamber President Drew Redden to stay on top of the rapidly changing government assistance programs being offered. Here's a preview.
Drew, how is the Oakville Chamber dealing with COVID-19 and its members? How are they dealing with it?
Well, thanks, Mark, for the opportunity to chat with you here today. It's important to remember that this is unprecedented times, creating unprecedented challenges that are going to require unprecedented solutions. At the Oakville Chamber, we are engaging with the entire business community in Oakville, understanding firsthand what our members and what the business community needs from the federal and provincial and municipal governments. We're understanding the different programs they're announcing and acting as a partner and advocating on our members' behalf to make sure that the government understands where some of these vulnerable positions are in the proposed legislation.
And your representatives in Oakville, are they cooperating with you? Is it are they working with you under these circumstances?
Absolutely. We've had a great engagement with our representatives, Minister Anand, MP Damoff, MPP Triantafilopoulos, MPP Crawford. Everybody has been stepping up to the plate, very engaged. It's important to remember, we're seeing programs turned around that normally would take years to develop, turned around in days. So we all have a role to play. Businesses have a role to play to make sure our elected officials understand where those gaps are. Chambers, we can act as that consolidator of information. And we are seeing all levels of government and our business community work very closely on this to address some of these most pressing needs.
Drew, thank you so much. Stay safe, and to your members, stay safe and stay economically viable.
Thanks, Mark.
The full issue airs tonight at 8 p.m. Taking a look at our 5-day forecast, a mix of sun and clouds tomorrow comes with a 30% chance of rain showers. Otherwise, a mix of sun and clouds, and that is a chance of flurries on Thursday, a 60% chance that is, and the temperatures are dropping quite a bit throughout the rest of the week after Thursday. Only 6 degrees is our high. Friday and Saturday, mix of sun and clouds, both at 8 degrees, and then on Sunday, that chance of rainfall returns with cloud cover. The Canadian Chamber of Commerce is looking for business owners to fill out a survey to determine how businesses have been impacted by COVID-19, how you've adapted, and what challenges you face and expect to face as the recovery process begins. This is one of the largest business surveys ever created in Canadian history, and it's being done in partnership with Statistics Canada. To participate, please visit statcan.gc.ca and type CSBC in the search bar. North American stock markets were volatile as early day enthusiasm dissipated during the afternoon. Let's take a look at how the markets finished up the trading session. Time for another break. We'll be right back after this. Thanks for staying with us here on Halton News. Those of you who celebrate Easter have hopefully come to terms with the fact that this year your celebration will have to be different in light of COVID-19 and social distancing measures. Still celebrating with your immediate family whom already live in your household is certainly still an option for those with the means to do so. And for those who don't, well, one local family has taken the initiative to do what they can for others.
This is the Lucas family, collecting food donations from doorsteps at their Orchard Spring neighborhood in Burlington. It's part of what they call the Orchard Spring Food Drive they started to support the Salvation Army Family Services. Elizabeth Lucas says they wanted to do something for the community as we get closer to the Easter holiday.
We've been home for 2 weeks in quarantine. We had been out of the country and we had a lot of time on our hands, and I have 3 kids who live with us with a lot of extra time. So we decided, what can we do to help other people in this social distancing, physical distancing time? So we thought, let's do a food drive that's contactless. So we dropped brown paper bags with the Salvation Army's information on it on all of the doorsteps in our neighborhood, 234 homes. And we told them we'd pick them up on Tuesday afternoon if they just dropped them and left them for us.
The family went out and did their first collection Tuesday afternoon, and Lucas says it was heartwarming to see.
I am so thrilled because it would not have worked if it was just us. We would have brought one bag and that's all we could have done. But by our community participating, we can really bless those in this season of difficulty.
The Salvation Army Family Services is certainly thrilled with the donations as well. Executive Director Doug Binner says he's overwhelmed at the generosity of this community.
It's just amazing to think that it takes a national crisis and a worldwide pandemic to bring out the good in people, and to have a family like this take an initiative and bring bagfuls and bagfuls of groceries that we can give to those in need is pretty amazing, pretty humbling, and we're just so very, very grateful for the kind of generosity that we see right here in Burlington.
Meanwhile, Lucas's kids are having fun taking part. Meredith says she hopes this will start a trend.
Well, we could, for starters, in other communities and in other cities, we could do more food drives and stuff, or just donate food and money to those who need it, because in times like these where there are crises, it's easier to think about ourselves, but it's more of an impact if we think about how we can help others.
And this is just the beginning for the Lucas family, as they will continue to distribute these paper bags and collect your food donations from now until April 14th. For more information on what they're looking for and to just follow them along on their journey, all you have to do is follow them on Instagram at Orchard Spring Food Drive. Reporting for Halton News, I'm Melissa Candelaria.
Our Halton Regional Police Service would also like to thank Halton residents for the generous outpouring of support you've shown. The police services have received tons of offers from residents who want to provide officers with food delivery. While this is greatly appreciated, the Halton Police do need to limit attendance at their stations to help protect everyone from the spread of COVID-19. So while they thank you, they ask that you support our local food banks who are in need of donations instead, such as the Burlington Salvation Army or the Burlington Food Bank.
We just wanted to thank a couple of our bigger partners that really oversee what we do. So we have Feed Ontario and Food Banks Canada, both of which we're a member of, and the only one here in Burlington that are. And they've been a tremendous support to us in terms of helping us find other food, as well as financially accruing a little bit more donations and helping us to support the community. These are the hamper boxes. We already have 21 deliveries set up for today. So we want to thank our drivers that keep taking care of that. And we're just really looking forward to being able to continue to fill these boxes. We already have a bunch ready to go. These ones are all empty, but we have a bunch of people in to fill them. And we're looking forward to doing that. And just one quick word, be kind to each other. It's really hard. And the more that we can be kind to those around us, the easier it's going to be for us to get through this really difficult time. Thanks again.
Tomorrow, April 8th, all local Firehouse sub franchisees are donating a box lunch to every Ontario paramedic that visits their restaurant. Box lunches include a delicious sub, chips, cookie, and a pickle. If you're a first responder, you're asked to call at least 15 minutes in advance of your pickup, and then your order will be packaged and placed and ready to go for you upon arrival. Please visit firehousesubs.ca to find the location nearest you. And now a look to where you can find factual and timely information on COVID-19 that you can trust. Official websites maintained by Halton Region and each municipality, including Burlington, Oakville, Milton, and Halton Hills. And here we have the national and provincial sites for Ontario and Canada, as well as Public Health, Telehealth, and the World Health Organization. Taking a look at our schedule tonight, we have Inspiring Youth coming up with Bruce Outridge. And The Issue, as we previewed earlier, is a brand new episode that you'll want to tune into for local business news and updates surrounding COVID-19. And here's a look at what's airing in Halton Hills and Milton tonight. We have This Old Motorcycle with Carrie Trounsend, which will get you geared up for the motorcycle season ahead. We'll be back with another edition of Halton News on Wednesday, April 8th. In the meantime, we invite you to follow us on Your TV Halton on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. You can also email us at haltonnews@cogeco.com or visit our website at yourtv.tv. For Halton News, I'm Jessica Kading, and I thank you for watching.